Hi, it's Megan. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to be jumping outside the traditional yoga box and adding an extra challenge by using small weights during our practice. We'll be focusing on slow, controlled movements while maintaining good form to help us strengthen and tone our bodies. Please only add weight if you are already familiar with proper form and experienced in your practice. And certainly, if at any point it becomes too much, just set the weights aside and continue on with your practice. I'll be using 1 pound balls during the routine. You can certainly use anything from less than 1 pound, really all the way up until I would say 5 pounds. Anything more than that probably isn't appropriate. But again, listen to your body and you will know what works for you. Please pay extra attention to when we're in a flat back position that we bend our knees, and careful as we come all the way up to our standing position. If we're holding on to those weights, either recommend bending the knees deep and rolling up with the weights close to the front of the body, or go ahead and bend the knees and come up with a flat back, reverse swan diving up into the standing position. So let's go ahead and start in mountain pose. Standing at the top of our mat with our feet about hip distance apart, hands down to the sides. And we're going to take those weights into the hands, turning the palms so they're facing forward. Trying not to grip too strongly on the weights where we create tension in the hands. Let's set ourselves up and establish our foundation, feeling all corners of the feet. We're going to go ahead and close the eyes. So standing tall, sitting up, our posture, our form, very important in our yoga practice and when we're doing weights, especially when they're combined. Let's imagine a string pulling us tall. Draw the belly button in toward the spine, tucking the tailbone so it's pointed down toward the ground. Like a soft bend in the knees. Let's feel all corners of the feet. So maybe rock from side to side, forward and back, and then settle right in the center. Taking those shoulders back and down. Drawing the chin in just slightly so we lengthen out the back of the head. Continue to breathe, inhaling and exhaling, drawing the breath into the belly, moving it up to the rib cage, to the top of the chest, and exhale it out in the opposite direction. We're going to maintain that smooth, steady breath through our whole practice. As we hold and go through these slow, controlled movements, where we're going to have to focus on the breath to be able to stay where we are and hold our form. If it's comfortable, we'll breathe in through the nose and exhale out through the nose. Continue to breathe, just scanning the body, scanning the mind, noticing how you're doing today as you step on your mat. Where do you find your strength? Do you feel strong when you're at the top, succeeding, doing well in your life? For most of us, our strength is built the strongest when we are at rock bottom, when we hit that low point, when we're in the heat of the battle and fighting our way through. Today, let's take time to focus on our physical and mental strength. So, not necessarily hitting rock bottom here in our practice, but maybe we're experiencing that in our outside life. In our yoga practice, we're going to develop that mental, that emotional strength by coming within. And today, adding in a little extra weight, really honing in on the physical strength too. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up toward the sky with those weights in the arms. On the exhale, fold forward, drawing the hands through heart center. So we bring those weights together in the heart center. Inhale up into our flat back. We're going to bend the knees a little bit deeper than we typically do. Making sure to draw the belly button to the spine. We're going to add flies. 5 flies, bringing those arms out to the side. So really reaching out through the head. Let's do 3, 4, and 5. And then bend deep into a chair. Bending the elbows, keeping the elbows close to the body. Palms are facing toward one another. And then we're going to turn the palms facing up toward the sky. Belly button really strong here. Inhale, exhale. And then press into the feet. Draw those weights together with the forearms facing the body. Reach the hands all the way toward the sky at the very top. Turn the hands, they're facing down toward the ground, those palms, and fold all the way forward. We're going to repeat that a few times. Inhale into our flat back. Add those flies. 1, 2. We're just going to do 3 this time. 3. Bend into the chair. Again, elbows drawn in, palms facing toward one another. Turn the palms up. And then draw the hands together with the palms facing the body. Press into the feet. Reach the hands all the way up toward the sky. Circle them all the way back down. Fold one more time into our fold. Inhale to flat back. Length through the spine. Belly strong. 1, fly. 2, really draw those shoulder blades together. 3, bend into our chair. And then turning the palms are facing up. Draw those weights together. Press the hands up toward the sky. And then sweep them all the way back down. Back into our chair. So sitting here in our chair, we're going to draw the weights toward one another so that they're touching. And then press strong and reach the hands up toward the sky as we press into the feet. Back down into our chair. Press strong up toward the sky in the inhale. Exhale back down. Press strong. Open those arms up into a Y. 2 more times down. And press up. Pressing through the heels down 1 more time. And press up. Let's take that right arm to the right side of the body. Left arm reaches across. Just a small reach through the left hand, through that left weight. And then the left hand comes down to the side. Right arm reaches up with a weight in the right hand. We're going to flow that a few times. Left arm up, right arm down, and then switch 1 more time. And then left arm up, and right arm up. And then reach both hands up toward the sky. Sweep them out to the sides. Fold all the way forward. Inhale, bend the knees, dropping the hips down. Roll all the way up. Those weights coming along the front side of the body. And then we bring them behind the back, drawing them toward one another, holding the chest and the heart open. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another. We're just doing little pulses, bringing the weights a little closer together. Just small pulse, 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 pulse. 2 more. Pulse, pulse. Then sweep the hands up toward the sky. Exhale. Fold all the way forward. Inhale to our flat back. Adding those 3 flies. 1, 2, 3. Bringing the weights down to the ground. Place into the sides. Step back into plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale. Upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. And here in our down dog, we're going to establish it first. Finding our down dog. Heels reaching down, press into the hands. Then we're going to alternate touching the right hand to the left leg. Placing that hand back down, taking the left hand to the outside of the right leg. So it comes across the body. Place it back down to that. 1 more time on each side. Right hand to left leg. Right hand down, left hand to right leg. And back down. Soften the knees, step forward into forward fold. Inhaling to our flat back. Exhale down. Hold on to those weights again. Soften the knees. Roll all the way up. Sweep the hands out to the sides and all the way up. So the weights are in the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to our flat back with the flies. 1 fly. 2. 3. And then fold all the way forward. Place the weights to the side. Step back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Again, alternating the arms. This time start with the left hand. Reach into the outside of the right leg. Placing that left hand back. Right arm reaches to the outside of the left leg. Place it back. Hold the core strong. Get into the obliques. Left arm to the right leg. And place it back 1 more time. Right hand to the left leg. Place it back. Soften the knees. We're going to step forward into forward fold. Inhaling to our flat back, holding on to the weights. Exhale down, bend the knees. See if we can do a reverse swan dive. Bending the knees, coming with a flat back, or rolling. If we've got heavy weights, we might not want to do the roll. Reach the hands up toward the sky. Take the right arm down, reach the left arm across the center of the body. Again, reach through that weight and pull down through the right weight. Right hand comes up, switch sides, left hand down, right arm reaches. Both hands reach up toward the sky. Exhale, sweep them down to the sides. Fold forward. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down, bend the knees, plant the hands, step, place the weights to the side. Come down to plank. Hold here in our plank, making this a really strong, supported plank so fingertips are spread wide. Draw the elbows in toward the body. Grip the mat with the feet, with the hands. Lots of strength through the core. Find your breath. Find that strength in the breath as you hold. And then we're going to rotate to a side plank with the left hand down, turning the left hip toward the ground. Grab the weight into the right hand. Reach the hand straight up, just like we would do a normal side plank. Then we're going to bend the elbow so the elbow is right next to the rib cage. Rotating the shoulder so we bring the weight right out in front of us, and then back so it's pointing toward the sky. Let's do that 5 times. 2. Keep breathing. 3, 4, 5. Strong here. Press up into that weight. Take it out over the head just slightly. And then sweep that right hand down to the ground. Release that weight. Rotate to the opposite side. So the weight in the left hand, it might be helpful to have the feet staggered right now, left in front of the right. We can always drop the right knee down to the ground. Left arms up toward the sky first. Then we bend the elbow so the elbow's right next to the rib cage. Bring that weight down just so it's parallel to the ground. And then back up. That's 1, 2. Continue to breathe. 3. Feeling good through the shoulder on that left arm as we rotate. 4, 5. Left arm reaches up, sweep it out over the head, lift up the hips. And then bring the left hand back down to the ground. We're going to exhale down through a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Soften in the knees. Maybe let those heels come down a little deeper toward the ground. Really strong and engaged through the low belly. We're going to do the alternating touches on the legs. Right arm to the outside of the left leg. Right arm comes back, left arm to the outside of the right leg. Bring it back to down dog. Right arm to the left leg. Pull ourselves across there. Get some rotation. Right arm back. Left arm sweeps across. And then bring it back. Let's come down to our plank. Exhale down through chaturanga. Really slow. All the way to the ground. We take the weights in the hands. And we point those weights straight back. We're going to take a breath. Everything's on the ground. Then lift up through the whole body. Lift those weights off. It might just be an inch or so. Maybe not even that much. Flex the triceps. Hold here. Keep breathing. It should be pretty challenging to hold those weights. To lift through the body without dumping into the low back. Keep breathing. One more breath. Release all the way down. Let's press into the hands or onto the knees and all the way back into our extended child's pose. Take a breath here. Maybe shift from side to side. And then we're going to come up into all fours. Let's place the weights under the hands or in the hands. So they're directly under the shoulders in our all fours. Moving through a few cat and cows here. So the wrists are lined up with the fists and directly underneath the shoulders. Inhale, open the chest and gaze forward. Exhale, round the spine toward the sky, tucking the belly in strong. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, round, breathe. Come to our neutral spine. We're going to move into a spinal balance. We're going to press the left leg back, the right arm straight out. Release that arm and leg down. Left arm straight out with the weight in the hand. Right leg straight back. Bring that arm and leg down. Then we're going to take the right arm out to a one-arm fly 4 times to the side. So 1, lift it up to the side. 2, doesn't have to come up super high. Listen to the body. 3, engage that right shoulder blade. 4, and that right hand comes down. Left arm out to the side. 1, 2, 3. Maintain the stability through the whole core and the spine as we move. 4. And then place that hand down, step back to plank. Hold our plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back to plank. Let's lift the right toes off. Bend the right knee, take it to the outside of the right elbow. Press it back and place it down. Left foot comes off just an inch or so. Bend the knee to the outside of the left elbow. Press it back, place it down. Bring the knees down to the ground. Walk them forward to our all fours. We're going to repeat the same thing, this time starting with the left side. So our spinal balance, left arm, right leg. And then release it down. Right arm, left leg. Reach it up. And release it down. Left arm, right leg. Reach it up. And bring it down. Right arm, left leg. Try to get full range of movement here. And release it down. Now both hands are on the ground. We're going to take the left arm out to the left side for 1, 2. Squeezing the left shoulder blade. 3. Keep breathing. 4. And then right arm out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Just place those hands on the ground. Weights right to the side. We're going to use them in a few moments. Press back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Check in. How do you feel? Do you need to modify? You need to take it down a notch. Listen to the body. Being in the storm doesn't mean we have to really push ourselves. We can challenge ourselves and still feel like it's doable. Soften the knees. Reach and extend the right leg up toward the sky. Bend the knee. Turn the hip open. Then square the hips and the right foot forward in between the hands. We're going to come up into our high lunge with the weights. Reach the hands up toward the sky, just like we typically would in our high lunge, but with the weights in the hands. And we bring them out to the side with the palms facing up toward the sky, arms extended. We're going to drop that left knee down to the ground and then press back up. Do that 2 more times. Drop it down and press it up. 1 more time. Drop it down and press it up. And then get lower without dropping the knee to the ground. Reach the hands back up toward the sky. We're going to hinge forward, drawing the hands into heart center. Hinge forward, lifting the left foot straight behind us into a warrior 3, dropping the left weight down toward the ground, and then sweeping the left knee out in front of us as we reach the right arm up toward the sky, dropping the left hand down. We're going to do that 2 more times. Left leg goes back as the left hand comes down, taps on the ground maybe. Then bring the left knee out in front of us as the right arm goes up. Challenging the brain here. Our coordination, left hand goes down, left leg out, back, and then bring it back up out in front of us. Right arm reaches toward the sky. Let's bring both hands up toward the sky. So we're standing bent knee with both hands up. Sweep the arms down to the sides. And then step that left leg far back on the mat. Release those weights to the side. Reach the hands up. Maybe interlacing the thumbs so that the palms are facing forward. Draw those arms back as we do. Press into the ball of the left foot. And press back with the right foot. Feel a nice big stretch through the left hip flexor. Then we're going to bring the left hand down. Rotate that left hip down toward the ground, just opening the right knee. up to the right side, maybe rolling to the outside of that right foot if it feels okay. And then coming back to center, framing the right foot with the hand, step back to plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Soften the knees, lift and extend the left leg up and back. Bend that knee, turn the hip open. And then we'll square the hips. Send the left foot forward in between the hands. Come up into our high lunge with the weights, being careful as we come up. Hands reach up toward the sky. The weights, the palms are facing toward one another, and then we open them out to the sides. This time, let's turn the palms, they're facing down. So we rotated the shoulders. We're going to bring the right knee, tap it down on the ground, and then press back up, not fully straightening that left leg. Drop it down. Press back up. One more time, drop it down. Press back up. And then drop it down just slightly. Reach the hands back up toward the sky. Draw them down into heart center. We can bring the weights together. Hinging forward as we come onto that left foot. The right leg reaches back. The right hand taps on the ground with the weight in the hand. Then we sweep the right knee out in front of us. Left arm reaches up toward the sky. And then second time, right hand comes down, tap it. Feel the hamstring on the left side. Left arm reaches up. Lots of core strength here for our balance. One more time, right arm comes down. Reach the right leg back. Sweep the left hand up toward the sky. Right arm down to the side. Then both hands come up toward the sky. Slowly maintain that control. And then the hands come down through heart center. We step the right leg far back. Keeping the toes tucked under, drop the right knee down to the ground. The weights can come down to the ground. Bring those arms up, interlacing the thumbs. Again, if that feels okay, palms facing forward. Open up those shoulders, the heart, the right hip flexor. Then bringing the right hand down inside the left foot. Rotating the right hip down toward the ground, almost like we're going to go into the side plank. But not sweeping that left leg around. We're just opening through the left hip. Turning the left foot onto the outside of the foot. Breathe here. And then come back to center. Framing the foot with a hand, step back to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, sweep back to down dog. Let's bicycle the heels. Take a break anytime we need to. Even though we're using small weights, we're adding quite a bit of challenge just in the hold, the slow movement. Soften the knees as the right leg reaches up and back. Bend the knee, turn the hip open. Maybe flip our dog over if we'd like. Breathe through the shoulders. Breathe through the chest. Then send it back all the way over. Right foot comes forward. Planting the left foot down into our warrior one. Grab those weights. We're going to place them inside the right foot. One in each hand. Then we're going to press all the way up into our warrior one. Reach the hands up and open like a Y with the palms facing forward. Then draw them back together. Tap them on the ground inside the right foot for two. Reach the hands up, open. Full extension and openness through the left hip flexor, pelvic area. Drop the weights down one more time. Slow, controlled. Inhale, reach it up. And then we're going to draw those elbows down so that they're next to the rib cage. Palms are facing forward. The forearms are parallel to the ground. Then we're going to draw those weights together. Tap them together. Inhale them open. Stay in that lunge. Exhale them closed. Inhale them open. Exhale, close one more time. Inhale them open. Exhale, closed. And then draw the left arm up toward the sky. We're going to turn toward the right side as the right hand comes to the outside of the right hip. Then bring ourselves back to center, hands both together. Do that again, too. As we rotate, left arm goes up, back to center. One more time. Rotate the left hand up, turn to the right side, back to center. Bring both hands down to the ground. Release those weights to the sides. Bring both hands down inside the right foot. Let the left knee come down to the ground. And let the toes untuck in that back leg. Get a little deeper here into our lizard, maybe opening through the right hip. Breathe in, exhale. Lots of work on that left side. Tuck the left toes under. Step back into plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. We'll soften the knees, lift and extend the left leg up and back, bend the knee, turn the hip open, maybe flipping our dog over. Breathe here, lots of openness, lots of space and breath. Send it back over, square the hips as the left foot comes forward. We plant the right foot down, grab onto those weights, place them inside the left foot. Make sure we're rooted into our feet as we come up slowly. Open the hands out to a Y, palms facing forward. And then exhale, draw them down. Core strength, hold the core strong. Inhale, press up. Staying in our warrior one lunge the whole time. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale, press up. And then exhale into cactus arms so the elbows are bent out, directly out from the shoulders, palms facing forward. We're going to rotate. The palms are facing down toward the ground, so the elbows stay right where they were, just rotating through the shoulders. Point them back up. Rotate the palms down and back up. One more time. Rotate the palms down. See if we've got that range of motion in our shoulders. A lot of us have lost a lot of that. Press back up. Right arm reaches toward the sky as the left arm comes down to the left side of the body. Turn toward the left side. And then come back to center, hands next to one another with the weights. And then do that again. Rotate. Press the right arm up strong. Back to center. One more time. Rotate. And back to center. Sweep the hands down inside the left foot. Walk the left foot over to the edge of the mat. Let the weights go for just now. Maybe drop the right knee down, extend through the right toes, get deeper here. And our lizard, listen to the hips. And then tuck the toes again, come off that right knee as we step back into plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back to plank. Let's squeeze the legs together here in our plank. Really engaging the inner thighs. Draw them toward one another. We're going to come down to the forearms, palms. We're going to face up toward the sky. And they're directly underneath, or directly in front of the elbows. Not bringing the hands together here. We're going to alternate lifting the left leg off. And then the right leg. And then left leg all the way out to the side as far as we can get it out there. And then the right leg, tap it down out to the side. Bring it back in. Left leg up. Right leg up. Left leg to the side. And back. Right leg to the side. And back. Let the knees come down. Reach the hands straight back. Grab those weights. Doing our locust again. Lifting everything off the ground. Squeeze the triceps. Breathe here. Squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another. Release down. Pressing into the hands. Come back to an extended child's pose. Check in. How do you feel? Breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Take another breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Maybe the heart rate's getting up a little bit. Pay attention. Listen to the body. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back. Soften in the knees. Lift and extend the right leg. Bend the knee, turn the hip open. We can flip the dog if we'd like or not. And then square the hips, send the right foot forward in between the hands. Grab onto those weights. Let's come up into a warrior two. So come up again to the warrior two. We're going to open those arms out into our side raise. See if we can get them to shoulder height. So our typical warrior two arms right now, having the palms facing down. Then turn the palms up. Reaching forward through that right hand. Reverse our warrior. Just let that left arm come down. Place the weight on the left leg. And then press into the right foot. Straighten that leg out. Keep reaching through the right arm. Keep the shoulder out of it. Come back down into our warrior two. Let's face the palms straight toward the long side of the mat. And then go ahead and face them up toward the sky again. Reach forward with the right fingers, the right weight. Bend the right elbow as the right elbow places on the right leg. Left arm reaches up toward the sky. Through the weight, stay strong there. Bend the left elbow so it comes down, taps on the rib cage, reach it back up. Bend it down, reach it back up. Stay strong in the legs. Bend it down, reach it back up. And then sweep those arms all the way down inside the right foot. Let's frame the foot with the hands, letting the weights go. Stepping the right leg back. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Very nice. Breathe in, exhale. Do we really grow when it's easy? When everything's going right? Is that when our growth happens? Is that when we build our character? No. Most of the time it's not. It's when we're pushed to the brink. When we think we can go no more. Soften the knees, lift and extend the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, turn the hip open. Maybe flip our dog over if we'd like. Then square the hips and the left foot forward. In between the hands, open up to the long side of the mat. Warrior two again. Holding the arms out there at first, palms facing down. Then turn the palms, they're facing up. Reach forward with the left hand, that left weight. Then reverse the warrior with the left knee bent at first. Then press into that left foot. Keep reaching the weight away from the left foot. Bend back into it. Come back up to warrior two. Let's turn the palms so that they're facing the long side of the mat. And then turn the palms, they're facing up again. Reach forward with the left hand. Bend the left elbow. Place it gently on top of that left thigh as the right arm reaches straight up, straight out of the shoulder. Bend the right elbow, tap it down to the right rib cage, and press it back up. Bend it down. It's a small weight, but if we use slow, controlled movements, we can be active through all the little muscle fibers. Bend it down. Press it back up. And then sweep that right hand down. Sweep the left hand down. Framing the foot. Dropping the weights. Step back to plank. Exhale all the way down to the ground. We're going to roll on the left side of the body. We're going to support the head with left hand on the left ear. And the right fingertips are going to be right out in front of the chest. Fingertips on the ground. Creating a nice long line. Take an inhale. On the exhale, lift the whole side body off of the mat, except the very center. It's like our locust, except on the side. If we want to challenge our balance, we can release that right hand, place it on top of the right hip. If we're wobbling all over the place, we might place that right hand back down. Squeeze the legs together, engage the inner thighs. Then roll onto the belly, onto the other side. Support ourselves with the right hand on the right ear. Lift everything off when we're ready. We can extend that arm out. But again, if we're wobbling all over the place, maybe we keep the left fingertips down. Keep breathing here. Accessing the left oblique. Take another breath. And then go ahead and roll onto the belly. Let's interlace the fingertips behind the back. If it feels comfortable, lift back up into our locust, taking the palms away from the tailbone. Breathe in. Exhale. Take another breath. Breathe in. Exhale. Release down. Press into the hands. Press back up into our downward facing dog. Breathe here. Inhaling and exhaling. Soften the knees. Step forward into forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale down. Bend the knees deep. Drop the hips down, grab those weights, come all the way up, reach the hands up toward the sky, then draw them down into heart center. We're going to soften in the knees. We're going to hinge forward at the hips as we do. Press the left leg straight back. Let's draw those elbows up to the sides so they're bent. And weights are right next to the rib cage on either side. Pull those shoulder blades toward one another. We're going to extend the arms for a tricep extension. And then bend the elbows again. Extend the arms. Hold our warrior three. Maintain a focal point. Bend them again. One more time. Extend the arms. Triceps strong. Bend them in. And then find tree. I'm going to start out with that left foot on the right leg. Draw the weights together right in front of the body with the palms facing, elbows bent. Then we're going to reach them straight up toward the sky. See if we can maintain our balance as we move the arms. Reach them straight up, still palms facing the body. And then open them out into our cactus arms. Elbows directly out from the shoulders, out to the sides, palms facing forward. And then extend the arms out to the sides with the palms facing up. Take another breath. And then release the hands down to the sides. The left foot comes down. Sweep those arms up toward the sky with the weights. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to flat back. Adding 3 flies here. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Reach the hands up toward the sky. Breathe. Open them up into that Y. Then draw them back down into heart center. Soften in the knees. Begin to hinge forward. Releasing the right leg off this time. Draw those elbows up to the sides of the body next to the rib cage. Keep reaching back through the shoulder blades. Then press the arms straight back. Getting into the triceps for 1. Bend them again. Holding that warrior 3, 2, if we need to, keep the right toes down. Bend the elbows. 3. Draw the elbows back in. And then come up into our tree. The hands right in front of the face. Palms facing toward the body. Breathe in. Exhale, reach them up toward the sky. Keep those weights together as long as we can. Then open them out to the sides into our cactus arms. Breathe in, exhale. Then extend the arms out to the sides, palms facing up. Keep breathing, keep lifting. And then release the right leg down. Draw those hands down to the sides. Fold all the way forward. Very nice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, come back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back into plank. Rotate to side plank with a left hand down. Feet staggered, or maybe left knee down to the ground. Right arm reaches up toward the sky with that weight in the right hand. Then sweep the arm all the way down underneath the armpit for 1. Bring it back toward the sky. Rotations here. 2. Sweep it under the armpit. See how far back we can get it under that armpit. 1 more time. 3. Make sure to keep breathing. Reach it up toward the sky. Then place that right hand down. Let the knees come down to the ground. Find our all fours. Let's take the right arm out, the left leg back, bend the left knee. Take the right hand around, maybe clasping on to that left foot. Right hand to the left foot. Press the foot into the hand, bowing the chest, stretching out the right arm, maybe getting into the quad. On the left side, release that down. Step back to plank. Rotate to the other side, right arm down, left arm with the weight up toward the sky, feet staggered, left in front of the right. Sweep the left hand down and inhale it back up. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale it back up. 1 more time. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale, reach it up. And then draw it back down to center. Come onto all fours. The right leg comes back. The left arm straight out. Bend the knee, take the arm around, clasping on to the right foot. Press the foot into the hands as we open and extend and breathe through the chest, through the heart. Keep pressing into that right hand with strength. And then release down. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Soften the knees, step the feet wide on the mat so maybe the soles of the balls of the feet come off. The heels are still on the mat. We're going to bend deep into our Malasana, our deep squat here. Tailbone's coming down inside the legs, as low as we can go, bringing the weights in here. It's challenging enough without the weights, so listen to the body. If we struggle with this deep squat without weights, let's not add them. So if the weights are in the hands or without, we're going to press up 3 times into a standing position and then back down. So taking a breath here, take an inhale. On the exhale, press into the feet, reach the hands all the way up, open to a Y. Exhale, back down as deep as we can go. Inhale, press up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, back down. Take the weights to the sides, find a crow. If this arm balance is in our practice, if not, maybe we hold the Malasana. And then we take the feet down to the ground. Turn the heels back. So the toes are facing forward, heels back. Find our forward fold. Bend the knees deep. Bring those weights with us as we come all the way up. We're going to take the shoulders up into the ears and roll them back and down. Bring them up into the ears. Roll them back and down. One more time, into the ears. Roll them back and down. Then bringing the weights toward one another behind the back. Let's have the palms facing one another. Little pulses for that chest opener, just like we started with, little pulses. Opening up the front side of the body. And then sweep the hands all the way up toward the sky. Draw them down through heart center. Fold forward. Place the weights down. Walk those feet wide again. We're going to do the same thing one more time. Come down into our deep squat. Bring the weights up. Bending the elbows to the right there in heart center. Take a breath. Press into the legs. Reach the hands up and open. Then draw them back into heart center as we bend deep into the squat. Press up. Keep breathing. Don't worry about the inhales and the exhales necessarily. Just keep breathing and press it back up. And then draw those legs together. Fold forward. Bend the knees deep, dropping those hips down and back. So coming into a curl a little bit different this time. Hands come to the ground in front of us and foot or so in front of the feet. Open the knees wide. Find our crow. Breathe. And then coming back down out of that, turn the toes forward, the heels back, roll all the way up. This time without the weights, reach the hands toward the sky. Take the right hand on the left wrist, gently pull it across the body. Switching sides, left hand on the right wrist, pull it across the body. And then sweeping the hands down, clasping the hands together behind the back. Open the heart, open the chest, breathe. And then begin to fold all the way forward. Taking the hands away from the tailbone. They can stay clasped or we can release them. Now releasing the hands down to the ground. Step back in to plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale to down dog. Soften the knees. Take the feet a little wider on the mat, maybe all the way to the edges. Take that right hand and wrap it around the lumbar spine, pressing into the left hand only. Take another breath here. Let that left knee come down to the ground, taking the left foot off the left side of the mat as the right leg sweeps back, kind of behind the body. The right arm reaches up and we open up and back. And then Come into our all fours position. Sweep the right hand out to the side. And then sweep it underneath the left armpit as we rest the right ear down on the ground. Pressing forward as we reach the right hand at a diagonal across the chest. It's on the ground. It's reaching diagonally down toward the back edge of our mat. Thread the needle. And then let's go ahead and come back up, pressing back into our down dog. This time, taking the left arm, wrapping it around the lumbar spine. So again, we can step the feet a little wider here. And then bringing the right knee down to the ground. Extending the right foot off the long side of the mat. Left foot extends and comes out and slightly back. Left arm reaches up, open up through the left side of the body, through the shoulder. And then bring it back into our all fours position. Left arm sweeps out to the side. Sweep it underneath the right armpit. Let that right ear come down to the ground. Kind of press forward into that shoulder so we get stretched through the shoulder blade. Take another breath there. Inhale. Exhale. And then let's go ahead and come up onto all fours. Sweep the legs out in front of us, all the way extended out in front of us. We're going to bring the weights into the hands. We're going to roll down and back up 3 times. Might find it actually a little easier with the weights than without if we didn't have any weights. So just keeping the elbows bent, the weights off of the legs. We're going to slowly roll back, starting with the very low back, slowly getting each vertebrae of the spine on the ground. Reach the hands out over the head with those weights, full extension if we can. Then bend them back to the sides. As we do, roll back up, starting with the head. See if we can do it without momentum. Roll all the way back up. Reach the hands up toward the sky. We're going to do that 2 more times. Bend the elbows to the sides of the body. Roll down. Keep the belly from pooching if we can. Get all the way back. Full extension. Slow, controlled. I wasn't lying when I said that at the beginning. Roll all the way up. Try not to strain. If it's a strain, choose something else. Or take the weights out. Modify. Draw the arms back into our bent position. Roll down. Full extension. Let's roll up 1 more time. Complete that repetition. And then roll down very slow as we can. Roll all the way down to the ground. Full extension. And bring those weights straight up in front of the chest. Have them together. We're going to open them out to the sides. Keep the elbows just slightly bent. Press the hands back together. The weights tap toward one another. Open them out into our chest flies. Draw them back to center. Open them up. Draw them back to center. Bend the elbows out like our cactus arms, except the weights are pointed straight up. And then let the weights come down toward the ground. They're not going to touch. Elbows are slightly off the ground. Then rotate them back up. Open them back. So we're just moving through the shoulder blade, or the shoulders, not anything else. And then rotate them again. So those weights are coming down toward the ground. And then back up. Release the elbows down to the ground. Just take a break here. We're going to extend the legs straight up toward the sky. Lift those arms up too with the weights in the hands if we can. Belly button to the spine. So we're going to keep the belly from pooching, keep the spine lengthened out. We're going to drop the right leg down, and as we do, take that right arm straight back. Only bringing it as far as we can where we're not changing the alignment of the spine. The spine is going to stay attached. Bring it back up, that arm and leg. Switch sides. Left arm comes down. Left leg goes down. And then bring them together. Inhale. Open the right arm, right leg. Draw them both up toward the sky. Left arm, right leg. Up toward the sky. One more time on each side. Right arm, left leg. Up toward the sky. Left arm, right leg. Up toward the sky. Then lift the shoulders, the back of the head. Reach those weights toward the sky. Reach the soles of the feet toward the sky, so much so that the tailbone might come off the mat. Belly drawn in. Then release all the way down. Release the weights to the sides. Press the feet into the mat. The knees pointed toward the sky. Hands to the sides of the body with the palms facing up. Press into the feet. Bring the tailbone off the ground one vertebra at a time. Roll up onto those shoulders. Maybe even tuck the shoulders underneath the back. Clasping the hands together. Getting that nice chest opener. Breathe in. Exhale. Then go ahead and release down. We're going to draw the right knee in toward the chest. Extend the left leg if we'd like. As we extend the right leg, draw it toward the face, stretching out that right hamstring. Take it across the center of the body just a little bit, getting into the IT band. Bring it out to the right side in the right arm. Let the left arm go in the opposite direction. And then bend the knee, draw it in toward the chest, roll on to the left side of the body. As we support the head with the left hand, we're going to clasp onto the right foot. Find a quad stretch. Point the knees straight out toward the left foot. If we can, keeping those knees together. Be pressing the pelvis forward slightly. Rotate back onto the back. Bend the left knee again. Cross that right leg over the left, opening at the hip. On that right hip. Draw both legs in toward the body, stretching out the hips, the piriformis here, that right hip. So we can draw the left leg in, and we're using that resistance with the right leg on top of it to get the stretch. Holding on to the left hamstring and releasing that leg. Extend the left leg up toward the sky this time. And we can again extend the right leg out if we'd like, or keep the right knee bent, maybe even slightly bent. Draw the left leg toward the face. Then draw it across the center line. We might extend the left arm out to the left side. Draw it back to center over toward the left side as the right arm reaches out in the opposite direction. Bring it back to center. Roll to the right side of the body, propping ourselves up if we'd like, right ear onto the right hand. Then bending the left knee, getting that quad stretch on the left side. If we're not feeling anything, we might need to press the pelvis slightly forward. And then rolling onto the back, bending the right knee, crossing the left leg over the right so both knees are bent. Opening at the hip on the left side, drawing the legs in toward the face. Our supine pigeon. Keep breathing. Maybe we're feeling the left hip. Maybe we feel it everywhere right now. Just keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. And then releasing out of that, let's extend the legs out in front of us, scanning the body. If there's anything else we'd like to do, we do that now. Otherwise, let's find our Shavasana. Fully relaxing on the mat. You've done a great job. Worked very hard. Creating your physical strength that's so closely tied to our mental strength. That belief we have in ourselves. The ability we have to push ourselves when it's hard. That's when we grow. We all have an unsuspected reserve of strength inside that emerges when life puts us to the test. Maybe this life isn't about avoiding the bruises. Maybe it's about collecting the scars to prove we showed up for it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you soon.